Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're continuously diving deep into the responsibility as a professional section of the BACB Ethics Code. We'll explore key principles like accountability, honesty, and competence, and discuss how these guidelines shape ethical behavior in our professional practice. Stay tuned to learn more about maintaining the highest standards in behavior analysis. We will continue from 1.8. If you didn't watch first video, please watch and come back. 1.8 Non-discrimination. Behavior analysts do not discriminate against others. They behave toward others in an equitable and inclusive manner, regardless of age, disability, ethnicity, gender expression identity, immigration status, marital relationship status, national origin, race, religion, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, or any other basis prescribed by law. 1.9 Non-harassment. Behavior analysts do not engage in behavior that is harassing or hostile toward others. 1.8 Non-discrimination. Treat everyone equally, regardless of their personal characteristics. Clinical examples. A behavior analyst provides equal quality of service to all clients, regardless of their socioeconomic status. A behavior analyst ensures their practice is accessible and welcoming to clients of all gender identities and expressions. 1.9 Non-harassment. Do not engage in or tolerate harassment or hostility. Clinical examples. A behavior analyst ensures a respectful and safe environment in their practice, addressing any inappropriate behavior immediately. If a client reports feeling uncomfortable with a staff member's behavior, the behavior analyst investigates and takes appropriate action to resolve the issue. 1.10 Awareness of personal biases and challenges. Behavior analysts maintain awareness that their personal biases or challenges, example, mental or physical health conditions, legal, financial, marital relationship challenges, interfere with the effectiveness of their professional work. Behavior analysts take appropriate steps to resolve interference, ensure that their professional work is not compromised, and document all actions taken in this circumstance and the eventual outcomes. 1.11 Multiple relationships. Because multiple relationships may result in a conflict of interest that might harm one or more parties, behavior analysts avoid entering into or creating multiple relationships, including professional, personal, and familial relationships with clients and colleagues. Behavior analysts communicate the risks of multiple relationships to relevant individuals and continually monitor for the development of multiple relationships. If multiple relationships arise, behavior analysts take appropriate steps to resolve them. When immediately resolving a multiple relationship is not possible, behavior analysts develop appropriate safeguards to identify and avoid conflicts of interest in compliance with the code and develop a plan to eventually resolve the multiple relationship. Behavior analysts document all actions taken in this circumstance and the eventual outcomes. 1.10 Awareness of personal biases and challenges. Be aware of your own biases and personal issues that might affect your work. Take steps to resolve them. Clinical examples. A behavior analyst experiencing personal stress seeks supervision and adjusts their workload to ensure their clients receive the best care. A behavior analyst recognizes their bias towards a particular client and seeks consultation to ensure fair and effective treatment. 1.11 Multiple relationships. Avoid relationships that could cause conflicts of interest. If they arise, resolve them appropriately. Clinical examples. A behavior analyst avoids providing services to a family member to prevent a conflict of interest. If a multiple relationship develops, the behavior analyst discusses the risks with all parties and creates a plan to manage and eventually resolve the conflict. 1.12 Giving and receiving gifts. Because the exchange of gifts can invite conflicts of interest and multiple relationships, behavior analysts do not give gifts to or accept gifts from clients, stakeholders, supervisees, or trainees with a monetary value of more than $10 US dollars, or the equivalent purchasing power in another currency. Behavior analysts make clients and stakeholders aware of this requirement at the onset of the professional relationship. A gift is acceptable if it functions as an infrequent expression of gratitude and does not result in financial benefit to the recipient. Instances of giving or accepting ongoing or cumulative gifts may rise to the level of a violation of this standard if the gifts become a regularly expected source of income or value to the recipient. 1.13 Coercive and exploitative relationships. Behavior analysts do not abuse their power or authority by coercing or exploiting persons over whom they have authority. Example: evaluative, supervisory. 1.12 Giving and receiving gifts. Don't exchange gifts that could create conflicts of interest. Keep any gift small and infrequent. Clinical examples. A behavior analyst explains to a client that they cannot accept a large holiday gift, but appreciates a small token of gratitude like a homemade card. If a client offers a gift worth more than $10, the behavior analyst politely declines and explains the policy to avoid any conflicts of interest. 1.13 Coercive and exploitative relationships. Do not use your power to manipulate or take advantage of others. Clinical examples. A behavior analyst ensures that all professional interactions are fair and respectful, avoiding any form of coercion. If a supervisee feels pressured to perform tasks outside their competence, the behavior analyst addresses the issue and adjusts expectations appropriately. 1.14 Romantic and sexual relationships. Behavior analysts do not engage in romantic or sexual relationships with current clients, stakeholders, trainees, or supervisees because such relationships pose a substantial risk of conflicts of interest and impaired judgment. Behavior analysts do not engage in romantic or sexual relationships with former clients or stakeholders for a minimum of 2 years from the date the professional relationship ended. Behavior analysts do not engage in romantic or sexual relationships with former supervisees or trainees until the parties can document that the professional relationship has ended. Example: completion of all professional duties. Behavior analysts do not accept as supervisees or trainees individuals with whom they have had a past romantic or sexual relationship until at least 6 months after the relationship has ended. 1.15 Responding to requests. Behavior analysts make appropriate efforts to respond to requests for information from and comply with deadlines of relevant individuals. Example: clients, stakeholders, supervisees, trainees, and entities. Example: BACB, licensure boards, funder. They also comply with practice requirements. Example: attestations, criminal background checks imposed by the BACB, employers, or governmental entities. 1.14 Romantic and sexual relationships. Don't engage in romantic or sexual relationships with clients, stakeholders, supervisees, or trainees. Clinical examples. A behavior analyst refrains from starting a romantic relationship with a client, even after the professional relationship has ended for 2 years. Also, if a former supervisee expresses interest in a romantic relationship, the behavior analyst waits at least 6 months after the professional relationship ends to consider it. 1.15 Responding to requests. Respond to information requests and meet deadlines from clients, stakeholders, and relevant entities. Clinical examples. A behavior analyst promptly provides requested progress reports to a client's school team before the scheduled meeting. When the BACB requests documentation, the behavior analyst gathers and submits the required information by the specified deadline. 1.16 Self-reporting critical information. Behavior analysts remain knowledgeable about and comply with all self-reporting requirements of relevant entities. Example, BACB, licensure boards, funders. 1.16 Self-reporting critical information. Know and follow the rules for reporting important information to relevant authorities. Clinical examples. A behavior analyst reports a recent legal issue to the BACB as required by their certification guidelines. If a behavior analyst receives a new professional credential, they update their licensure board with the information promptly. Now, let's practice with mock exams. Mock Exam 1. A behavior analyst updates their treatment plan after noticing a lack of progress in their client. They ensure to document the changes and discuss them with the client's family. This action demonstrates which ethical guideline? 1. Conforming with legal and professional requirements. 2. Practicing within a defined role. 3. Accountability. 4. Being truthful. Conforming with legal and professional requirements. While important, this is not the best fit here. Practicing within a defined role. This guideline involves clear role definition, not treatment adjustments. Accountability. Looks great. Being truthful. Although honesty is important, the focus here is on accountability for treatment outcomes. Therefore, the correct answer is 3. Accountability. Mock Exam 2. A client's parent asks the behavior analyst to lie about the client's progress to secure additional funding. What should the behavior analyst do? 1. Agree to the request to help the family. 2. Politely refuse and explain the importance of truthful reporting. 3. Lie about the progress and not document it. 4. Ignore the requests and continue as usual. Agree to the request to help the family. This is not correct. Providing accurate information is essential. Politely refuse and explain the importance of truthful reporting. Looks great. Lie about the progress and not document it. No, this is unethical. Behavior analysts must maintain honesty in their reporting. Ignore the request and continue as usual. This is not sufficient. Addressing the request and explaining the importance of honesty is necessary. Therefore, the correct answer is 2. Politely refuse and explain the importance of truthful reporting. According to Ethics Code 1.1, being truthful. Providing truthful and accurate information is critical to maintaining professional integrity. Mock Exam 3. A behavior analyst realizes that they have unintentionally overlooked a client's cultural practices in the treatment plan. What should they do? 1. Continue with the current plan to avoid disruption. 2. Revise the treatment plan to incorporate the client's cultural practices. 3. Apologize but make no changes. 4. Ask the client to adapt to the current plan. Continue with the current plan to avoid disruption. This is not correct. Behavior analysts should revise plans to respect cultural practices. Revise the treatment plan to incorporate the client's cultural practices. Looks great. Apologize but make no changes. No, this is not sufficient. Adjustments must be made to incorporate cultural practices. Ask the client to adapt to the current plan. This is not correct. Behavior analysts should adapt their practices to respect clients' cultural values. Therefore, the correct answer is 2. Revise the treatment plan to incorporate the client's cultural practices. According to Ethics Code 1.7, cultural responsiveness and diversity. Being culturally responsive and respecting clients' cultural values is part of ethical practice. Mock Exam 4. A behavior analyst receives feedback that a client feels uncomfortable with a specific intervention. What is the best course of action? 1. Ignore the feedback if the intervention is effective. 2. Discuss the concerns with the client and adjust the intervention if necessary. 3. Remove the intervention immediately without explanation. 4. Ask a colleague to handle the case. Ignore the feedback if the intervention is effective. This is not correct. Addressing client feedback is essential for effective and respectful service delivery. Discuss the concerns with the client and adjust the intervention if necessary. Looks great. Remove the intervention immediately without explanation. This is not sufficient. Discussions and adjustments are necessary. Ask a colleague to handle the case. This is not correct. It is important to address the issue directly with the client. Therefore, the correct answer is 2. Discuss the concerns with the client and adjust the intervention if necessary. According to Ethics Code 1.3, accountability. Addressing client feedback and making necessary adjustments is part of providing effective and respectful services. Mock Exam 5. A behavior analyst is asked to supervise a new trainee, but is aware that the trainee was a former romantic partner. What should they do? 1. Agree to supervise to maintain professionalism. 2. Decline the supervision due to the past relationship. 3. Supervise, but not disclose the past relationship. 4. Disclose the past relationship and seek advice from a supervisor. Agree to supervise to maintain professionalism. This is not correct. Supervising a former romantic partner can lead to conflicts of interest. Decline the supervision due to the past relationship. Looks great. Supervise, but not disclose the past relationship. No, this is unethical. Transparency and avoiding conflicts of interest are crucial. Disclose the past relationship and seek advice from a supervisor. This might be appropriate, but declining supervision is clearer. Avoiding such supervision is recommended. Therefore, the correct answer is 2. Decline the supervision due to the past relationship. According to Ethics Code 1.14, romantic and sexual relationships, supervising a former romantic partner should be avoided due to potential conflicts of interest. Mock Exam 6. A client's parent insists on using an intervention that the behavior analyst knows is ineffective. What should the behavior analyst do? 1. Use the intervention to satisfy the parent. 2. Educate the parent on effective interventions and suggest alternatives. 3. Agree with the parent, but not actually use the intervention. 4. Refer the client to another behavior analyst. use the intervention to satisfy the parent. This is not correct. Providing evidence-based interventions is essential. Educate the parent on effective interventions and suggest alternatives. Looks great. Agree with the parent, but not actually use the intervention. No, this is unethical. Transparency and using effective interventions are necessary. Refer the client to another behavior analyst. This might be appropriate, but educating the parent is preferred. Educating stakeholders on effective interventions is important. Therefore, the correct answer is 2. Educate the parent on effective interventions and suggest alternatives. According to Ethics Code 1.5, practicing within scope of competence, behavior, analysts must provide evidence-based interventions and educate stakeholders on best practices. Mock Exam 7. A behavior analyst observes that their supervisee is frequently late to sessions. What is the best way to address this issue? 1. Ignore the issue and hope it improves. 2. Document the tardiness and discuss it in supervision meetings. 3. Report the supervisee to the BACB immediately. 4. Reduce the supervisee's caseload without explanation. Ignore the issue and hope it improves. Ignoring is not good. Behavior analysts should have accountability for their supervisees. Document the tardiness and discuss it in supervision meetings. Looks great. Report the supervisee to the BACB immediately. No, behavior analysts should make appropriate efforts to resolve the issue first. Reduce the supervisee's caseload without explanation. This is not correct. Behavior analysts should take appropriate action to resolve the issue first. Therefore, the correct answer is 2. Document the tardiness and discuss it in supervision meetings. According to Ethics Code 1.3, accountability. Addressing performance issues with supervisees and documenting these discussions is part of ethical supervision. That's it for today's deep dive into the responsibility as a professional section of the BACB Ethics Code. I will try more practical mock exams for next video. I hope you found this information helpful and insightful. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more content on ethical practices in behavior analysis. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.